Hello, friends. Today I want to do a short video, which is something that actually came up as a discussion on the Discord channel, which you can join through my Patreon or Ko-fi. And that was around, hey, look, Roll20 is giving away a free copy of the 5e adventure from the starter set called Lost Mine of Phandelver. That is amazing. We want that. And then someone saying, exactly how do I get that? And I said, well, maybe does anybody have questions? Because I could do a video. And there were questions. So this is a video to walk you through how to get that video. Hi. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share here my browser. And right now it's just on my website, alphastream.org. You can see my latest article there, Why Classic Adventures Offer Characters Meaningless Death. This is part one. I'm excited about part two, which will come up soon. So, but this actually, the Roll20 announcement has now been sent out via email, but it's also something that you can find on Twitter. And so if you go to @Roll20 app on Twitter, you can find their announcement. I'm also going to put this in the notes that you'll find, the information that you'll find on YouTube. So you can click on that link directly there. Through the YouTube channel. But if I go here and I say, oh, look, Lost Mine of Phandelver, it's free through the next month of April. So we have until the end of April. I'm recording this on the 8th. So you've got some good time to do this. And this is a really important piece right here. Don't forget, you must create a game after you've claimed it on the Roll20 Marketplace in order to keep it in your library. So let's talk about that once we go through what this process is. So, okay, I can click the link. In this case, I'm just going to start a new tab. And when you come here, I'm not currently signed in. What you're going to see is you're going to see the web page saying sign in or create an account to claim, and it's going to say $14.99, which is the normal price that you have. But you can see here they're telling us it's free. Don't worry. So you might worry, but don't worry. It's going to be fine. And you'll have plenty of times or opportunities to back out if for some reason things look wrong, but they're not going to. So sign in or create an account to claim. So I can say, okay, I'm going to sign in. And so I'm going to, you're just going to click on that sign in and log in. And if you don't have a login, you can create one. I think that's kind of why they're giving this away as part of that kind of promotional, get you all interested in it. So I'm going to turn my browser window back off as I sign in. Now that I've signed in, you can see that it's still going to show that price of $14.99, which again, a little bit freaky, but it says claim your free package. And that's where the kind of thing of it lies. This is what can be confusing. So you've got to now click claim your free package. And hey, you've claimed your free package. But we got to remember what that email said. You must create a game. So let's go through that next step. When you're in Roll20, signed in, and you've claimed the package, you already have it, you can't get it anymore. Now you can go to games and say, create new game. And when you do that, you can call it whatever. Like you can say, okay, my game is called Lost Mine Demo. And you can optionally choose a module to add to it. And you should be able to see, maybe I have to choose it from the dropdown. Let's see, I am not seeing my module there. Why am I not? Oh, there it is. Lost Mine of Phandelver module by Wizards of the Coast. So I can click on this, and now I've associated this content, the Lost Mine of Phandelver, and I can say I'm ready, create game, and I'm creating a game with that. Now I can decorate this up a bit, like I can say, you know, I'm gonna set, if I were actually gonna run this, like I could choose an image and put the Lost Mine cover on there or whatever. But in this case, all I need to do is launch this game, and actually maybe creating the game works, but let's launch it. I would assume that you have to also launch it to be sure. It does tell us the module has been added. So you know that is the case. But let's launch it. This is, I created another account because I have my account already had it added there. So to make this sort of useful, I created a new account. I'm going to allow it to use my microphone and camera. It provides a tutorial. I'm not going to run the tutorial. I am going to switch to dark mode. Which is now, you may not know a whole lot about Roll20, and that's totally fine because there are some really great tutorials out there. So if you find yourself saying, this is great, I got this free content, but I don't really know what to do with it, and I need more than what you're doing because you're just telling me how to get it free, you're not really walking me through all of Roll20. There are all kinds of tutorials, all kinds of information. So one thing you can do is you can go to Roll20's YouTube channel. They have a lot of tutorials, and they've been adding more and more of these. So if you just, you can see there's a whole category of tutorials, how to set up dynamic lighting, advanced rolls, shortcuts, any number of things. And in fact, just recently, Carlos Luna did a great video on how to play Dungeons and Dragons, how to get started in Dungeons and Dragons, even if you've never played before. But so there are things for absolute beginners to really experienced GMs. There are other games, so play Haunted West, play Fiasco, play all kinds of Honey Heist, right? So all kinds of games, not just D&D. Really great. So check out their resources. And also, if you go back in Roll20 itself, if I were to exit the game here, if I were to, through the gear, exit this game, I could go to their tutorial, which we skipped because, I'm focusing on this. But you could go through their tutorial and also access their forums where they have tons of tips from all of the users of Roll20. And one other thing you can do is go to the Yawning Portal website. Let me back up here to the front of the page. If you go to yawningportal.dnd.wizards.com, and I'll add this link, you will see when their next virtual weekend is taking place. This is run one weekend each month by Baldman Games for Wizards of the Coast. And when you sign up, so if we sign up for April 22nd to 24th, which you can totally do, it does cost, but it's really reasonable. And you can sign up to play games, and you can choose the platform. So you can play Zoom, you can play Roll20, you can play Discord, any number of other options. But with the Roll20 games, when you sign up for a game with a Roll20 D&D, usually this is going to be a DM that is running several games on a weekend every single month. The DMs for Baldwin Games are super accomplished. They know all about Roll20. So I've learned a ton of tips on how to use Roll20 by watching my DMs through games that I've played on these virtual weekends. So highly recommend going to that Yawning Portal site, signing up for that. And that is a great way to learn how to use all of these features that are in Roll20 itself. So we signed up, we claimed the package, we created a new game. We attached the Lost Mine of Phandelver package to our game, went into the game, and now we can see this sort of cover image here. I keep my browser window a little small, but you can see it there. I can zoom in and out so I can see what the art is. This is like a starting page that you can just kind of show everyone so you get your friends excited that, ooh, we're going to play Lost Mine of Phandelver. And then the page toolbar lets me go to all the different areas. So currently you see the players are at the landing page. I can move that ribbon to whatever other areas I'm going to go to, such as like I'm going to go to the area map. And then my players will now be seeing this. I'm not going to give you a whole Roll20 tutorial here, but just the really kind of basics. I myself can click to see all of what this offers. And so for you, who may be wondering what's in this free package, you can see you get pre-generated characters, named NPCs and creatures. So just, hey, if all this was some cool tokens, bonus, right? You get all the tokens for Lost Mine of Phandelver monsters and NPCs. But you get more than that. You get the area map. So, hey, free Sword Coast map. How cool is that? And again, we can zoom out to see what it shows, and we can move around when we're looking at it. And our players, currently our players are technically here if we had players in the game. So they would see everything that's here, and we can show them where we're going. Then we can also go to the different maps. So this is, if you're playing, what's going on. I don't want to provide too many spoilers, but look, all of it is here. And for each of the sections, you can go through that. The other thing is that when you are in Roll20, you can go to your journal. That'll have all of information here. For example, macros and tables that exist, module shortcuts, initiative, rollable tokens, all sorts of information is here on what has been added to here. And you can see that there's patch notes, so they've clearly updated over time, which is super sweet. It's not like they're not approving it, they are. And then you can go to specific parts of the adventure and read about what's there, right? So that's kind of neat. You can go in and you're reading the actual text of the adventure yourself. So you can also sort of treat this as a sort of way to access the data and read about everything that's taking place. And here's your box text that you're reading out loud to your players, and this is the information you need to know. And it gives you, hyperlinks to tell. So I could have just clicked on the link, and it would have taken me here. I can go to see, stats of a goblin, and I can share things. I could show this to the players, for example, if I wanted to share all of this with them, or I could just, make the token visible on the map, and then they'll see those tokens. So again, I'm not going to super go over how to use Roll20, but just to show you that this is the kind of, you're really getting the entire adventure, and it's all hyperlinked, and it has all of the information you need to run the combat with the goblins, with whatever creatures are in here, and all of the parts of the adventure here, which is really sweet. You can give rewards. So for example, this, you can, here's this plus those armor, and you can say, oh, I'm going to show it to the players and show it to everyone. And now they see this. So that comes in the package, so that you can tell people what they have. NPCs and information, they give you tutorials. Lost Mine is written up, not just the adventure itself, but which is friendly to new players and new DMs. The implementation in Roll20 is also friendly to new players and new DMs. So they tell you about, how does this work? And you can read through all this information so you can run it more capably, which is really cool. So it's a great way to start with. Not all tokens have pictures, as you can see, but many of them do. And again, I'm not going to go into everything, but you also get all these handouts. So you can say like, hey, folks, there is an owlbear, and you can show it to the players, and they're going to see that image of the owlbear. So you're getting images of all the characters. You're getting things like scenario information. There's a scenario art to display of, what's taking place for different parts of the adventure. You get the adventure itself, all the creatures with their stats. So I can see, what a ghoul has, and here's the character sheet for it, and I can click on things and roll, and yeah, it's great. So really fun to be able to do that. So I can say, okay, I'm gonna, do a claw attack, and when I'm over here, that's what the characters would see. A ghoul. I guess I've set it to private, so it's just to me. But if I had everybody joining here, then it would come across, and you would see that the attack was, I rolled a 9, and it would have, no, I rolled a 9, and the total is 22. Is that right? I rolled a 9. Oh, I think I rolled with advantage is what this is. So to an advantage attack. Yeah. So and there are settings to change how all this works, but and you can also say like, hey, to everybody, like, join my game, which I'm going to be deleting this game, so don't join it. Yeah, what else? It's great. It's really neat. So you get all of the sections broken up into these different pages, so you can access all of the different locations, and you are able to move your players around through the experience. You're able to run all of the adventure. Super cool, really neat. I've reviewed on my blog in the past different let's see, do I have a search directly on the front? I do not, but if you go into any of my blog posts, you can do a search for something like Roll20, and then you can see, like, I did a review of Van Richten's and how that's implemented on the blog, and talked about I was different interviews or different pieces that I've been on dealing with Roll20. I think my only real full interview is of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. But I've looked at Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I've also looked at the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That implementation in Roll20 is fantastic as well. So there you have it. That's how you set this up. You have to claim the package through the link that will be in the notes of this YouTube video. You can then add the package to create a new game, add the package to the game, and now you're in it. Once you're there, you've got all of that unlocked, and it's not going to go away at the end of April. If you only pick up the package, it will go away. You've got to create a game. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you are a Patreon subscriber or Ko-fi subscriber, you can just chat with me on Discord or through one of the through the page. Otherwise, leave me a note on YouTube, and I will respond with any questions you have. The other thing is, if you have some tutorials that you think are particularly useful to new folks, maybe share them in the comments. So I hope this has been helpful for you to claim this free package. It's awesome. $15 adventure that's worth a lot more of that if you ask me, and it's all for free. It's a great way to get started on Roll20. I am a fan of what Roll20 is doing, especially these days. They're just adding so much functionality and offering a lot of things to DMs, a lot of specials. They're promoting creators because you can go to a whole marketplace that's in Roll20 to add things like maps and terrain. So there's just a lot there. So I hope this is useful. If it has been, please consider supporting my work. You can find the 2 adventures that you see here, the Game Master's Guide to Evolving Magic Items and the Rules for Collaborative Campaign Creation. Those can be found on DriveThruRPG. You can also find my work on the DM's Guild. And all of this can be accessed through alphastream.org. You'll find links to all of my creations. You'll find my blog that you can sign up to. And in fact, you can get both of these source books free by supporting me. You can get one of them just for signing up for my newsletter, or you can sign up as a Patreon or Ko-fi supporter and receive both of them free as part of that. So greatly appreciate your support. It allows me to make videos like this. Thank you so much. Take care.